Hey, what is up, my guys? Have you guys seen that TikTok of the Grinch? That lives rent-free in my head and is so funny. Anyway, hi. Welcome to another Colour and Chat episode. Today's episode is a Valentine's Day themed Colour and Chat special. I am very, very aware that it's the 28th of February is when I'm actually sitting down and filming this. I had all intentions to film this on Valentine's Day or before Valentine's Day. But when you are a nurse who does shift work, night duty, your roster is all over the place, and when your social calendar schedule is a little bit busy as well, you don't have time for this stuff, which makes me sad, because this is what I love doing the most. I apologize about that. This is very, very, very late, and I'm well aware, but I just wanted to still film this Colour and Chat episode. So the book we are going to colour in today is Dreamy Days by Cute Kawaii Colouring, just because I was trying to find like a love themed colouring page, and these books are just so cute. And I've mentioned before, I'm so into the cute and cozy, bold and easy, simple colouring books at the moment. I'm all about the cozy colouring. So what is more cozy than Valentine's Day and cozy colouring? And the page I want to do is, oh, I did mark it, duh, is this one right here. Just because these two, like, in my head, these two are on a date and they're watching the clouds go by, and it's just super cozy and romantic, and we love that around here. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I thought I would tackle this page with a bit of a color theme. So I want to use all the pinks and the reds and the soft pinks and the whatever my Ohuhu markers have, but only sticking to those colors. Maybe with a bit of yellow, but we'll see what happens. We'll just go with the flow. We will get coloring. However, today's episode I will be talking on a specific theme. When I film these Colour and Chats, it's normally me just rambling on about shite that's happening at the moment. But today is a specific theme, and it might get a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to talk about my single life. I know, because Valentine's Day and single life goes hand in hand. So we will get into that. I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions. And by all means, if you don't want to hear me whinge and talk about that stuff, scroll along. I do not give a shite. I am just talking about my experience and my single life. And I never ever talk about those things when I'm filming my Colour and Chats. And I thought, no, it's going to be a whole episode. So if you want to hear me chit chat, ramble on about that, keep on watching. We'll get into it. I have my two Ohuhu swatch sheets here. There is 4, but these are the colors that I want to focus on. Not the blues or the purples, but the yellows and the pinks. So we're going to start off with the sky. So I think I'm going to go with Summer Lemon. So Summer Lemon, I can get it out. Summer Lemon with light hot pink, very kind of pastel-y shades. This is just for the sky, so it'll be a yellow ombre going into a pink. Oh, I need to get the cover sheet, the protector sheet for underneath, because I am using Ohuhu markers. The alcohol markers bleed through, like it'll bleed through to the next page. So I'm just going to find a protector sheet to stop it bleeding. Okay, I have my protector sheet, so we'll just slip that underneath and we will get colouring with the first two colours I've picked, and we will talk about boys. Lol. Now there's no plan of attack for this. I'm kind of just gonna put all the colours down and we'll see where we end up. And the reason why I wanted to film a Valentine's Day special is, well, because I really do like the holiday. I just love the colours of Valentine's Day. So you know, you get the red roses, you get the pinks and the hot pinks and all those warming, cozy colours. So that's why I wanted to kind of do a specific theme for this colour and chat. And I thought it's a perfect, Valentine's Day is a perfect opportunity. However, I also thought it was a good opportunity for me to talk about when you are single on Valentine's Day. Oh boy, where do I start with this? Social media can be really good, but it also can be really depressing as well. When you see everyone going on dates for Valentine's Day and everyone around you is getting love from their significant other and love from their children and blah, 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 all that stuff. Most of the time I'm okay with it, but I've been single for a long time. Like, I'm talking six years I've been single. It does get to you after a while. And, you know, if you're not single, if you're married and have a family, then you probably cannot relate to this. So I do apologize. If you want to mute my talking and my sound to this, you absolutely can, because I'm sorry, people who are in relationships and are married, like, they can relate, but they can't. This video isn't, I don't want this to be a video of like, oh, poor me. Like, I don't want to be, like, I'm definitely not a victim to anything. I'm not doing this video to get attention. I'm just saying how, I'm just expressing my feelings here. That's all I'm trying to do. So I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way, but you know, when it is a colour and chat, and I'm going to be chatting about things. I'm going to be chatting about the pros and cons. Let me put it that way. Anyway, that was, I can't believe I started with social media. Normally, I try not to let it get to me, the social media stuff, but over the past few years, it actually has. And I'm fully aware that people's lives on social media are not what they're seeing behind closed doors. I am very well aware of that. And I hope I don't come across as bitter either, but just hear me out. When you've been single for so long, you just start to think, wow, you know, people are living their lives in happy relationships with their happy families, and you do get a bit of FOMO. And I know that sounds really pathetic, but hey, single people have their issues, and people with families and who are married definitely have their issues. You can't really win either way. But like I said, because I've been single for so long, it does start to get to you a little bit, and then you start to spiral, and you just start to think, what is wrong with me? And you just start to have all those really negative thoughts, which I don't like it. When these thoughts enter my brain, I don't like it. And most of the time I can block it out. But the older you get, I don't know, just the anxiety gets worse. And when all of your friends are in relationships and have their own homes and have, you know, are starting families, you just can't help it. We're human beings, and you just can't help it. And I'm not speaking for everyone here. I guess I'm just speaking about my experience. I'm just blending this in. I'm still not very good at blending with markers, but whatever. We're all learning as we go. Now, what was I saying? Yeah, you can't help but feeling left out a little bit. I know it's stupid to think that, and you know, people around me are beautiful and they're very supportive. It's just stuff that I do battle with. I'm just kind of putting light bits where I want the sun to kind of hit all the bits around the place on the page. Now, hear me out again. So my longest relationship was of 6 years. That was a while ago. Don't get me wrong. When I first became single, for the first 3 years out of the 6 years of being single, I loved it. Like, I wasn't even interested in, you know, getting into something serious. I was just discovering myself and figuring out what, you know, I want. And in that process, I was, you know, having little things here and there, but nothing even worth mentioning, or just, I call it, I was dealing with the riffraff, because it never really amounted to anything. And I found out what I didn't want in relationships. So it was all, you know, me experimenting and, you know, what I wanted, and me setting my boundaries for myself and knowing what I will tolerate and what, you know, the red flags are, if that makes sense. So the first 3 years I did not feel this way at all. I was very happy being single and on my own and just spending time with myself, I guess. And that's what I'm doing now. But now it's become like, because yeah, like I said, I'm in my 30s. I want like something that has more connection and something that's not going to waste my time, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense in all of this. However, what I'm finding now is men are just something else these days. I have no idea what is going on out there. And we will get into that. Let's go R4 deep red for the mountains. Yeah, so men, oh my gosh, honestly, not all men have been bad, and there are some beautiful men out there. I just don't know. The men I'm talking to, it's like they just butter you up for one thing, and then it's like they don't even want to know you. So this is where I've had to really set boundaries, and anyone that I speak to, I'm just like, look, I'm in this for something more serious. So if you're not, then I will see you later. And men just seem to not want to take the chance. You know, they're all talk, but they don't actually put the effort in to get to know me. And this is where online dating, I'm not doing online dating anymore because it's just, I'm not enthusiastic about it at all, and I've just had no luck. I've talked to guys, but I've probably only managed to actually meet up with 4. Well, really 5, but I'll tell you what happened there. I was talking to a guy, and I only meet up with guys who I vibe with. Okay, so that's why it's a very slow process, and if I'm feeling a vibe, then I'm like, yeah, let's meet up. You know, if there's good back and forth, I'm like, yeah, I'm keen. Anyway, so we were talking for about a week back and forth, and he was like, do you want to meet up? I'm like, yeah, super keen. Anyway, so he said, right, let's meet up on this day. We were discussing dates. It's also very hard with my nursing roster. But I was like, yes, we agreed on a day. Anyway, so when the day came, you know how you just message them on the day saying, we still good for tonight? Just checking in, blah, blah, blah. He disappeared. Like, as in from the online dating messaging system, he just disappeared. I was like, alrighty. Won't be meeting up with you tonight, but I'm glad that happened before, because it would have been worse if I went there and got stood up. So I'm glad you know, I didn't even get dressed at that point. I was like, I can just go home and get into my pajamas and have a really comfy, cozy night, which I'm not mad about. And, you know, people are like, well, you obviously dodged a bullet and blah, blah, blah. And look, I know that. I'm well aware. But I'm also like, what? Why? Like, you don't get any closure from that situation. Like, why did he just disappear and never heard from him? You know, that's the kind of shit that you're dealing with when you're in the online dating game. And, you know, sometimes, you know, these guys start conversations with you, but it never goes anywhere. I just, you know, and then you start to think, well, is it me? Like, am I doing something wrong here? Like, you start to have all this self-doubt, and this is where you start to spiral. So this is why I've deleted the dating apps, because they do not make me feel good at all, and I just don't have the energy or the vibes to have stupid small talk again. Because that's all it is. It's just small talk which amounts to nothing. And this is where online dating, it can be good. Like, I know people who it's worked out for them, they met their husbands and blah, 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 blah. But for me, I don't know. And I have been on and off it for the past 3 years. And now I've just decided I am not doing it anymore, because it just messes with my energy and it's just become so annoying. And I hate how do I put this? I know that's the whole point of online, but I don't like just talking to people based on their photos. But, you know, that's the whole thing of the online thing. So it's really hard. And, you know, when you go out, with your friends to the bar or whatever, wherever you're going out, you know, most people are in their groups already. So it's really hard to meet someone when you're out, especially when you're in your 30s. Whereas, you know, when I was in my 20s, I don't know, people just talk to you more, and I don't know, that's where, again, you start to get the self-doubt and you think, oh, is it me? Am I just unapproachable? Like, what is going on? I don't think I'm that unapproachable, but don't know, maybe I am. Who knows? Whereas it was more carefree in my 20s, and you just didn't really give a shit. However, I will say I think my standards have improved. I've definitely got standards now. Like, they're different from when I was talking to guys in my 20s, whereas now I have, you know, I know my boundaries and what I like and what I don't like. And people are like, well, maybe you're just being too fussy. I'm trying to lower my standards, but, you know, it just gets to a point where you're like, you don't want to settle either. I see so many people settle and then they're really unhappy with their partners. I'm like, that is the worst thing I could think of. Like, to be stuck with someone who there's no relationship or there's no love there, or, you know, I couldn't think of anything worse. That's me anyway. Like, you know, if you want to be with someone, you want to be with them forever. And I'm a pretty open-minded person. Like, I'm willing to talk to people and give them a shot. So it's not, I don't think I'm being super fussy or super being closed off, but I think that you definitely have to have some attraction to someone. And that's like a little while ago, that's what I was finding. Like the people who were interested in me, I wasn't interested in them, you know, and I do give them a fair go. And the people who, like, I'm interested in aren't interested in me. So it's just finding that person that you vibe with. So that's been another challenge, I guess, with dating. And that's where people will say again, well, maybe you're just being too fussy. Well, come on. I think you've got to meet the situation halfway. Like for me, having that back and forth with someone and having a vibe and being attracted to them is important. And I think that's why it's taking a while for me to go on a decent date, because it's me trying to find the right person to vibe with. I'm not a rude person at all. I am very much approachable and, like I said, open-minded. But guys, I don't know, they just, like I mentioned before, they just don't want to give you a chance. You know, it's all right when they want to message you for one thing, but then, nah. I said I cannot do one night stands anymore either. No way. I am not doing that. I've been through that phase. Not that I had many, but I've been through that phase, and my time and energy and, you know, my body is worth so much more than that. You know, people are just like, have fun, just put yourself out there, just go for it. I'm like, not anymore, babes. Sorry, not anymore. I'm not doing the one-nighter. Can't do it. They actually make me feel sick now. I know that's a bit dramatic, but yeah, nah. And yeah, the people who say that are already in relationships, so, you know, they've got nothing to lose, whereas I do. And I'm like, I'm not, it's not a joke anymore. I'm not doing it. Right now, where I'm at is I'm just going with the flow. If something happens, that's great. I'm keeping an open mind. Having faith and keeping an open mind is all you can really do here. Like, there is nothing else you can do. You are actually forced to just live your own life and just do your own thing. That is not the right colour, is it? No. No. Sometimes, you know, I just feel like moving to a different country and just testing my luck there, because here where I live in Australia, it feels like there is no one, and literally no one. Like, there is no one I have a crush on. There is no one messaging me. Like, there's no one even interested in doing anything that I'm aware of anyway. And that's where it gets hard, because you just feel like you're stuck, and it's a bit rough when you know, no one is, like, you're not having that messaging back and forth with anyone. Like, for the past 3 years, it's like, it's a desert. There's been absolutely no one that I'm talking to in that regards, like no one pursuing me, no one I'm pursuing. Like, it's just a dead end. That's where I just feel like moving to a different country and just trying there, because I don't know, something isn't working here. I don't know. Honestly, I can't answer that for myself, because I don't know the answer to it anymore. I feel like I've tried most things with guys, and that's why I've kind of just withdrawn, and I'm like, my beautiful and gracious God will provide for me when the time is right. I'm just otherwise withdrawing and just doing my own thing. Because that's all you can really do. Like I said, you're kind of forced in this situation and you have no other choice, and you just do what you love doing. But I will say it is a bit hard when you see everyone around you getting engaged, getting married, going to events, and everyone's, you know, with their significant other. And I hope that doesn't come across the wrong way, because believe me, my intentions, like, I'm so happy for my friends and everyone. You know, when I hear the news, it's all happy, and it's just a thing to celebrate and be happy about. But after a while, it does get to you. Like, on your own, it does get to you after a while. You know, because you just think, well, when is it my turn? You know, when are people going to celebrate me? You know, it's been 6 years. What have people... I've been to so many engagements and weddings and celebrated people's birthday, like their children's birthdays, and celebrated children's first birthdays and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm actually... Yeah, it's a bit exhausting, to be honest. If exhausting is the right word. You know, it would be nice to come home and have someone to talk to. And I'm well aware I can talk to my friends and family. Like, I've got beautiful, supportive people around me who I know I can message at any time and they will be there. But when you have a significant other, I feel like it's a different thing. It's just different. And I know people who are in relationships may not understand that, but, you know, it is nice when you can just come home and talk to someone and unload and just talk whatever. And I'm sorry, you know, you can only say so much to your cat. And your cats don't even talk back, so another dead-end conversation. But yeah, I guess it's just one of those things where you realize that there are two sides. Like, you know, the grass isn't always greener. I'm well aware that other people who are with their significant other have their issues. But, you know, I'm just like, well, it would be nice to have those issues, if that makes sense. That did not make sense at all, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I would say 50% of the time I am really happy being single. There is so much freedom and you don't have to answer to anyone, and it is bliss. Absolutely, like, there are pros and cons to everything, and most of the time I don't let it get to me. But the other 50% is where it's like, well, it would be nice to have someone, or at least something, like something worth my time, and someone nice, you know what I mean? That's the other 50%. And I am very grateful of the people around me, my family, my friends, and the people that, yeah, are around me. Because honestly, I could not get by without every single one of those people. So I hope I'm not coming across as, yeah, ungrateful at all. And my intentions are all like positive. And you know, I know there's two sides to every situation. It's bittersweet, the situation I am in now. Like, I'm grateful, like I said, I'm grateful for my friends, I'm grateful for my surroundings, I'm grateful for what I have, I'm grateful for my health behaving right now. Like, so many things to be grateful for, and that helps you get through these situations. But of course, as human beings, you know, there's always something missing. And I did not think that this stuff would be affecting me. But as you get older, when you're in your 30s, you're like, holy smokes, you know the stuff that's important and the stuff that matters to you. But honestly, comparison is the joy, comparison is the thief joy, is what I'm trying to say. I've just realised I've really stuffed up that sky. I'm gonna try and fix it. And I realise, you know, I am a grown adult, but when you should not compare yourself to others. However, when you see it all around you, it's really hard to compare yourself. And every person's situation is different. And that's something that I'm definitely working on, is comparison. Like, it just ruins everything. I need to block that out of my brain, because it just ruins the moment and it ruins everything for me. I'm not doing so great with the sky today. feel like I've really messed it up a bit. I was hoping for the colours to be a bit more pastel-y, but never mind. We'll just go with the flow. It's the situations where, you know, you've been out all night and you just come home and there's no one there, or you get home from work and there's no one there. It becomes a bit much sometimes. The one thing I will say though is what helps me get through is focusing and doing the things you love to do. Put all your energy and focus into stuff that makes you happy, stuff that makes you feel good. So for me, that's stuff like doing this stuff is amazing, and I'm forever thankful that I found this hobby, like this colouring hobby. And you know, I love reading books, you know, stuff that just makes me a happy girl. And that's what this space and this channel is all about. I want to create a space that we can just talk about stuff informally, with no judgment, with no, like, you know, as they say, like a safe space. We can just talk about anything, because I know people, some people can relate to this situation. Not everyone. And the ones who can relate to this situations are the one I'm talking to and saying, it's hard. I hear you. It's hard. Both for men and women, it's hard. Being single for so long it's hard. And there are days where I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have to answer to anyone and I can just do my own thing. But other days it does get a bit shite as well. But honestly, what can you do about it? You can't force these things to happen, and you've got to have faith. You've got to have patience. Patience is one thing I really need to work on. And you just get on with it, really. I'm just going over the clouds again because I want them a tiny bit more darker than what they are now. Don't worry, I'm going to get all the gel pens and do all that fun detailing stuff. Right now I'm just laying down the colours. I apologise if I am rambling on a bit. However, this will probably be my one and only video on my single life, because I rarely talk about my single life and my dating life and, well, my lack of dating life, I guess. So I'm just throwing it all in one video, and hopefully you won't have to hear me whinge and go on about this anymore. But it just sucks that, like, you know, this is a Valentine's themed video and I'm going on and on and on. But, you know, this is the stuff that's out there. You know, it's not all happy fairy floss for us on Valentine's Day. Absolutely not. And it's all part of the life experience. And believe me, I know that this is definitely first world problem stuff. I know. That's why I'm trying not to sound too ungrateful and whingy, but some days you can tackle these things like there's nothing wrong, and then other days you tackle these things and they just come up in your thoughts and in your thought process, and it's just part of the human experience. But I'm not speaking for everyone when I say that. Now I wonder if I can make the grass... Hold on, let me just get a few colours for the grass. Hold on. Sorry, what I meant by that was I want to do my dotting effect on the grass bits here. I apologise if this isn't the chit-chat you want to hear about today. And I realise that, you know, people are in far, far worse situations than this, and being single. Like, there is so much happening in the world around us right now that should be the last thing you worry about. Trying to see if I can do this better. Just to kind of soften things up is what I'm doing here. I've just got the Arctics acrylic markers now, just to kind of go over the outline of a few things around. And I'm at the point as well where I don't do games anymore. I never really was a games person, but look, I get a little bit of fun and a little bit of games, but no, not into it anymore. It's straight up now. I'll give you the time and effort if you give me the time and effort. Otherwise, see you later. There's just so many emotions involved when you're living your single life. And the more you're single, the more you battle with yourself. And I'm fully aware that, you know, I'm the one in this situation, and, you know, I'm the only one who can make a change. But sometimes, sorry, my cat is, I don't know what she's doing or what she thinks she wants to do. What was I saying? She distracted me. Yeah, I'm fully aware of, you know, I'm the one who can make a change on the situation. I'm the one who controls my emotions. However, sometimes things are out of your control, and that's what you have to learn, just to let it go. Sometimes that's easier said than done. Sometimes one coat isn't enough with these acrylic markers, so I'm just going over them again. The aim is to get, I don't want to see any black outline edges. Now where's the white? I want to make these clouds white, and actually I want to test. So I've bought these new, they're the Ohuhu acrylic markers, and I just want to test these. So as you can see, it's the brush tip on these is really lovely. I'm still not happy with how the sky is finished. I'm thinking of adding little love hearts, but we'll see about that. And everyone asks, well, you know, then what's your type? And I say to that, I actually don't have a type. As long as, you know, I vibe with the person and I approve of the other person, that's my type. Is right there, and she's really clawing her way into the markers. Do you mind? So now I'm just grabbing my Posca pen and dotting these clouds. Now what I'm doing now is doing love hearts in the sky. I know the sky is busy enough with the clouds, but I don't think there's enough love hearts around. I'm kind of hoping to cover up this bit. I should really use a gel pen for this though. I might use this, it's called Matte Hop and it's a pen tool pen. Oh, that's better. So we're almost done, so I'm going to do the love hearts and then I'm going to do a few more highlights and then I'm finished, guys. So you don't have to hear me go on and on and on anymore. Today at least. And I just want to say, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I've apologized heaps already, but about me going on and on, but I know a lot of people can relate and are in the same situation. Now I'm just finishing off the bits that I want highlighted. Sparkles. I know the sparkles might be a bit much, but I just feel like being a bit extra. Okay guys, I'm calling this page finished. Get out of the way. Do I like how this page turned out? Yes and no. I really love the colors, like all the yellows and the pinks and the hot pinks and the pastel pinks. Like, I love all those colors. They're so much fun to use. But I think I do need to work on my alcohol blending skills, alcohol marker blending skills a bit more. But it's not a bad page, but it's not the best. But hey, we're just here to have fun and do some cozy coloring. So I will say goodbye here, and in my final goodbye I just want to say thank you guys so much for hearing me go on and on and on about the ups and downs of being single for a long period of time. It definitely is an emotional roller coaster. However, I'm just here to try and live my best life and to do things that make me a happy gal. And that is all I'm gonna say. I'll leave it there. See you in the next video, guys. Ciao, ciao.